dividing a fraction by a fraction. And this is a very difficult concept to understand, but I will try to give a couple of examples to prove the point where you can logically think through to the answer. So for example, if I said, what is 1, let's start with an easy one, divided by a half. Okay, now that really means how many halves can you get in one whole? And you know the answer is 2. Okay, I'm going to leave a space here if I want to prove something. If you had 2 whole oranges and you divided them by a quarter, that really means how many quarters can you get into 2? Well, you know you can get 4 quarters in 1, so you'll get 8 quarters into 2. Now I'm going to show you how you divide by the rule. And the rule is, this is a whole number first. I'll lead on to doing it a fraction by fraction in a minute. Your whole number 1, what you do is, 1 is a fraction, is 1 over 1, correct? You change your divide sign to a times, and you flip the second fraction, not the first number, the second number fraction, upside down. And you know from the video about multiplying, it's the numerator times the numerator over the denominator times the denominator. So your answer would be 2, or 2 over 1, which is the same thing. Now let's check with another example. The 2 divided by a quarter. We write our 2, you can write over 1 if you want to make it a fraction, or look like a fraction. 2 is not a fraction, it's a whole number. You change the divide to a time sign, and you flip the second one upside down, so that becomes 4 over 1. 2 times 4 is 8 over 1, which is 8. So they're the same. Okay, and we use this method for all fractions dividing by a fraction. Let's try a fraction this time. So if you said, what is 3 quarters divided by 4 thirds? Now to think about that logically, that's very difficult to picture. How many 4 thirds go into 3 quarters? Not only that, but 4 thirds is a top-heavy or improper fraction, so it's bigger than the number 1, and this is smaller, so it's going to be interesting. Well, how we work it out is, we write our 3 quarters, we don't change the first fraction. So we write our 3 quarters, but then we change our divide to a times, and we can only do that if we flip the second fraction upside down. And then to multiply a fraction by a fraction, we're not going to cross cancel because we can't here. You just multiply the numerator by the numerator over the denominator by the denominator. So 3 quarters divided by 4 thirds is 9/16. Let's do another one. Let's do 7/12 divided by 3/8. Okay, I'm going to start with the same fraction. Don't do anything there. I'm going to change the divide to a times. And because I do that, I flip the second one fraction upside down. And then we can multiply numerator by numerator over denominator by denominator. But here I can see I can simplify. So I'm going to cross cancel. I'm going to simplify this. 4 goes into 8 2 times. 4 goes into 12 3 times. And now I'm going to multiply. 7 times 2 is 14 over 3 times 3 is 9. So my answer is 14/9, or 1 whole. 5 9ths. They're the same. These are the same.